Davy. I'm awesome. And welcome to Davy's Awesome Wrestling, where I review wrestling-related things all from the perspective of a fan, not an insider. So this week was WWE's second biggest pay-per-view of the year, SummerSlam 2022. And this year, it was actually worth reviewing. The opening match for the Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch finally gets her one-on-one rematch against champion Bianca Belair. It was a great match, as like always. These two always have great matches. And you could feel Becky Lynch's desperation. You could also feel her pain when she got KO'd on the outside. But what ultimately ended this match was when Becky Lynch went for her manhandle slam from the middle rope, and it got reversed into a Spanish fly, allowing Bianca Belair to get her into another KOD, this time in the ring, and get the pin. And afterwards, Becky Lynch is now doing a face turn, because she shows respect to Bianca Belair. So, as an opener, this was a good match. However, I'm starting to get a little bit bored of Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. But I can't take away from how good it was. So, solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! But what was really exciting was after the match, when Bayley returned. And not only returned, but with her, she brought back Dakota Kai, who had more recently just been released by WWE, and also brought up Io Shirai, now going by Io Sky. Although they didn't attack Bianca, looked like they were going to, but ended up having a standoff with Bianca and Becky Lynch. So we'll see where this goes. The second match, I don't want to say long awaited. I don't even really want to say awaited, because I don't think anybody really was that invested in this, but The Miz versus Logan Paul. Not trying to be mean, but, Logan Paul, social media guy, who has just signed a contract with WWE. Now, whether that means he's going to be a full-time wrestler or a part-time wrestler, I still don't know the whole details on that. Mostly because I don't care enough to go look it up. And it's weird to me that they're trying to push Logan Paul as the babyface when everywhere he goes, he gets booed. Sorry, but I think we just got to accept if he's going to be successful in wrestling, it's going to have to be as a heel. But I will give it its due. It is a pretty good match, and Logan Paul is very good for a rookie. But you can see in the execution of his moves, which is basically just everybody else's moves, he's as green as Maurice's outfit. At one point in the match, of course, Ciampa was there getting involved in the match, so the referee ordered him away from ringside, and he refused to leave. So AJ Styles came out and made him. So I guess there's going to be a collaboration with Logan Paul and AJ Styles. Like I had mentioned a little bit ago, Logan Paul, most of his repertoire was the moves of other known wrestlers, which he would execute a little sloppy. Except for the one move that wasn't sloppy at all, a frog splash onto The Miz through the announce table. In the tradition of what he'd been doing all match, stealing other people's moves, it was him doing a skull-crushing finale to The Miz that got him the pin and the win. Like I said, I wasn't really invested in this match because I really don't care about Logan Paul. It's not to jump on the bandwagon of people who really don't like him. I really just don't care about him. But I'll still give the match its due, which was a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Third match for the United States Championship. Theory gets his rematch against Bobby Lashley. The sad thing about this match is that the best thing about it was Theory's outfit, which looked inspired by Booster Gold. Before the bell, Theory attacked Lashley with the briefcase, and then Lashley eventually shook it off. The match wasn't very long, and it was basically just Theory trying to cheat until Bobby Lashley got him in a hurt lock, and he submitted, and Bobby Lashley retained. That's really it. Like I said, there just really wasn't much to this match, so I can't give it anything but a 2 out of 5. Yeah! Fourth match, Judgment Day versus the Mysterios. No DQ. It was really good. Didn't delve too much into the hardcore. A little bit, but not too much. It was all pretty standard until what put it over was the return of Edge. Brood style. Edge came out and he helped the Mysterios get the win over Judgment Day because obviously he's out for revenge against the Judgment Day kicking him out. So this continuing storyline that I've actually been loving with Judgment Day, which looked like it was starting to fizzle out but now is finally getting revived, makes me give this match a good 4 out of 5. Yeah! Fifth match, Happy Corbin versus Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee, who's basically being the guy who's going to, I guess, perform at all the big shows now. I just kind of wish he would pick. Is he going to be a commentator or is he going to be a wrestler? And the thing about this one is it was pretty good. Nothing wrong on the part of Pat McAfee or Baron Corbin. But it's kind of the same thing I've been seeing from Pat McAfee. It's like nothing different at all. Basically the same thing I saw at WrestleMania and the same thing I saw when he took on Adam Cole in NXT. You know, with the exception of him getting a little revenge on Happy Corbin by kicking him in the cherries. And after that, Pat McAfee picked up the win with a Super Destroyer. So, I guess I'll give this a 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, the Street Profits get their rematch against the Usos. Because as we know, their last match ended with a little controversy, as it turned out that Montez Ford's shoulder was not on the mat when they got the pin. So to help that from happening again, special guest referee, Jeff Jarrett. There were a few close calls in this match, and it was really good like their last match, but kind of went the same way as their last match. After the Usos got the 1D, which is the 3D, but they've renamed it and taken it, whatever, they got the pin on Dawkins and retained their championships. It was still a good match that I can't take anything away from, though. It's the Street Profits and the Usos. They can't have a bad match. So I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah! Then for the SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey gets a rematch against Liv Morgan. It wasn't a very long match, and it looked like Ronda Rousey was going to get the title back because she basically just wiped the floor with Liv Morgan. Which I get Liv Morgan was the underdog, but didn't really like it until I saw the story it was building up to. Ronda Rousey had hurt Liv's arm, but Liv was able to continue. Ronda Rousey got her in another armbar, which made it look like Liv was going to tap, and she kind of did. While in the armbar, rolled Rousey onto her shoulders, and as the ref was counting 1, 2, Liv Morgan taps out, but the ref didn't see it, so he counted a 3, and Liv Morgan got the pin and retained her title, which caused Ronda Rousey to snap, like we've seen her do in the past. She not only beat the crap out of Liv Morgan for this, she beat the crap out of the referee for this, and it was announced the next night on Raw that she's been indefinitely suspended. The thing is, I love the story being told here because everybody's talking about like, oh, Ronda Rousey's making a heel turn. I don't think she is. This is what we've seen out of her before. This isn't the first time she snapped and beat up referees and security guards and stuff like that. She does that. I think this is Liv Morgan making a heel turn. Because while celebrating with her title on the outside, she had a clear, devious smile on her. So, we'll see where this goes, but for right now, definitely give this one a solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! Then the main event, the last man standing match for the undisputed WWE Universal title. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar again. The battle of the part-timers. And they even billed this match as being the last time that Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar would ever fight. God, I hope so. But as we know, this is wrestling, so last time really is just a phrase. Like retirement. But can't take away with how entertaining this match was, as it started with Brock Lesnar coming out to the ring with a tractor, which we figured would come into play later. How it came into play later? Well, for starters, Lesnar threw Roman Reigns into the tractor lift, and then lifted him up and dumped him out of the tractor. When that didn't work into keeping Roman Reigns down for the 10 count, Lesnar tried a different strategy, using the tractor to lift the frickin' ring. Then, like has been alluded to since Money in the Bank, Theory came out in an attempt to cash in his Money in the Bank during the match. Basically, recreate the moment that Seth Rollins had done at a previous WrestleMania when he first won the title. Didn't work out for him though, as Brock Lesnar F5'd him. But it worked out for Roman Reigns because after he grabbed Theory's briefcase and hit Brock Lesnar with it over and over and over and over and over again like a maniac, just went to town on him, it got Brock Lesnar down enough for Roman Reigns and the Usos to gang up on Brock Lesnar, but that wouldn't keep him down either. What kept him down was them having to bury him in all the debris around the ring. The broken pieces of the announce table, the steel steps, whatever would keep him down and stand on it. Although technically, with him being on top of Lesnar, shouldn't that have stopped the 10 count? I don't know, but either way, Brock Lesnar was down for the 10 count. Roman Reigns is still the champion. And he will now face Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle, where hopefully he will finally drop the title. And hopefully they're telling the truth that we don't have to sit through another main event of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. We're done with it. If this really was that last hurrah, it was a great last hurrah, and I will give it a 4 out of 5. Yeah! So SummerSlam 2022 overall was pretty good. A lot better than last year's show. Last year's show was so bad I refused to review it. I was just that upset with it. This one was better, but I still wouldn't say amazing. I wouldn't even say there was one 5 match. There was a couple of 4s, a few 3s, and a 2. But it did do some good storytelling. The story it's telling with Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey is actually becoming intriguing. Them giving a booster shot to the Judgment Day story. was really nice. They're debuting Logan Paul. I can't take away from him. The guy's definitely got talent. He could be big in wrestling. Like I said, they just need to stop trying to push him as a babyface. People naturally do not like Logan Paul, so go with it. Kind of like The Miz himself. He's had a couple of times as a babyface, and it wasn't all that interesting. He's an okay babyface, phenomenal heel. I think the most exciting thing about SummerSlam, though, is it was like the first pay-per-view we're seeing with this whole changing of the guard thing that's been going on in WWE. As we know, earlier this month, Vince McMahon announced his official retirement. With Triple H taking over the reins of creative, he had done a great job with the original NXT. And we're already seeing signs of it with returning talent like Dakota Kai, who is now officially back in WWE. Not to mention him pushing Io Sky, finally her getting on the main roster, after floundering into NXT for quite a while now. She had her big run, and then that was it, and she's been doing nothing, even though she's one of the best talents in the women's division. So hopefully this is all signs of things to come. The biggest thing was the main event. Whereas from the moment they announced it, I was irritated because I did not want to see yet another main event of Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, because we've seen enough. However, like I said, this was a good way to go out, because it was entertaining. Despite my feelings on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, it can't take away from how entertaining this match was. It was pure, utter chaos. It was a good way to finally end this rivalry, as long as that's what's actually happening. I will say, SummerSlam, while it was entertaining, I wouldn't give it a 5 or even a 4, but a solid 3 out of 5. Yeah! So there you have it. That's my wrestling review this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications when I post new videos, and leave a comment. Tell me what you thought of SummerSlam 2022. Love you guys.